Got it. All right. All right. So good morning, everybody. It's 8:01. I'm pretty sure people are still joining. So I'm in the process of uploading the last set of documents to today's slide. So pardon me as I do that. Feel free to chat amongst yourselves while I get it together. 8 o'clock is this is an early class, isn't it? Whew.
Yeah, very early.
Like, I don't know if I could do this if I wasn't at my house.
Just rolling over.
I usually go for a run at about somewhere between 5 and 6. I got up today, got dressed, sat on my bed, and I was like, nope. So I did not run today. But it is like that sometimes. Anyone with link, copy link. All right, done. Insert link here. There we go. Okay. All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy, I don't even know. I think today's Thursday. Happy Thursday. So I think can I just get a really quick check-in? I think there are 24 people in this class. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of you. Is it just 9 of you here? Is that what everybody else is seeing? Do you guys see more people I don't see?
I see 14.
Okay. All right. It just might be my view then. All right. So I guess whoever else needs to show up will show up eventually. So I'm in a very mama bear mode right now because I feel like there's a level of supporting that I need to do with you guys. I know it's really working remotely is probably very, very fresh for some of you. This is a 300 level course. So the presumption, I actually had a conversation about a freshman who was attempting to be in this course because I was like, this course requires a lot. I don't know if you're ready for this class. And she did withdraw or dropped rather. So this is a class where I'm kind of expecting you to have your stuff together. I try to be very organized. I'm trying to communicate ahead of time. You have a course outline, and I don't know what the culture is other classes. So I just want to take a moment to root us in the norms of this particular class. So your course outline essentially has what's going to happen this semester. For the most part, the dates are the dates. So what's going to be due in week 1, what's going to be due in week 4, what's going to be due in week 7, your midterm, like all of that is on the course outline indicating the weeks that it's happening. Unless we have that's the agreement that's between us, a contract of sorts. So if there's going to be an adjustment to that, I'm going to come to you and consult you before there are any changes. So what I'm asking is that before you ask me about a thing, 1, consult the course outline. 2, consult your peers. 3, consult Teams to see if there was any mention of it in the chat. We've only had like 3 days worth, counting today, 3 days worth of chat so far. So it's not a lot of scrolling to go back and figure out, whether a thing was actually said or if there's a reference point for it. So please do us all solid, as they say, and just kind of like check those before kind of like hitting the panic button and referring to me. I promise to be as organized as possible and give you as much notice as possible about anything. There's never going to be a time where I'm going to be like, oh, this is happening next class. Like, unless you would have had notice about that. It's all in the course outline. All right. All assignments that are graded, I will give you a formal way to be able to submit those. And it's very likely than not going to be in Moodle through Turnitin. I'm still looking through UB's Turnitin options because I do want to have that plagiarism review component to it. Don't plagiarize. Just let's just not do that this semester. What I really want to see from you is, I know there's going to be a learning curve in your writing. One of my best expectations of you this semester is that you grow in your research and academic writing. You're going to need that for whatever path that you take. And I want you to be able to improve upon those skills and figure out how does psychology apply to your regular life, because this is incredibly relevant. And I can't wait until we start digging into course lecture next week so that I make this very relevant for you, and that this is not a class that some of you just get to like fly through and has no impact on your real life. And 3 years from now, you're like, I don't even know why I took this course. Because, you know, that sometimes happens. I don't want that to be that for you, especially if you are working in a space of children and adolescents. Incredibly, incredibly important. And also for you as you navigate adolescence yourself. For the most part, I do think some of you fall into that, what they call emerging adulthood, which is still adolescence, because you're still going through very fundamental brain development. You're like, your frontal lobe is still in a process of development, and being able to relate to your own lives and sometimes unpack yourself. There are lots of conversations, you know, in the world where we talk about like everybody's therapy. Sometimes being able to unpack your own scenarios is super, super helpful. So minimally, I want you to be able to take away from this class, like how to unpack your own nonsense using some of the theories that you see, and being able to like rationalize and understand your experiences and understand the behaviors that come with it. So minimally, this is like a self-care course, but maximally you'll be able to use it in your broader life and your own professional life. All right. So that takes me to the beginning of class today. So it's all about you guys. It's all about your presentations. We're going to use this as a bit of a learning curve for you to get your feet wet into oral presentations, to get your feet wet into, just shaking the nerves off of having to talk to a wider group, especially when you can't see everybody's faces, because that is a little uncomfortable. Being asked questions and getting feedback about these things. So as you do your presentations, I'm just going to ask, I might ask you questions about yourself. In that very intricate space about your behavior, ideals, and your feelings about things. So can everyone see the, are we back? Because I just got a message that something happens. Anyway, is everybody able to share their screen? Do they have like a little notch on their bar that says you can share your screen? I just need one person to answer me. Boom. Okay. So that means everybody has the capacity to share their own screen. You're presenting your own PowerPoints. And again, this is our opportunity. It's better now than when it's like a high stakes presentation to find out that Microsoft Teams let us down. So here we are. I don't have any particular order, but if I did, I would go in the order that I can actually visually see you on the screen. So what I'm going to do is just kind of like go through our slide for today, and then we'll come right back to you guys just sharing your screen. So wait, this is me. That's not even the right. I apologize. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing. Here we go. All right. So welcome to today, Thursday, August 27th. What we're doing today, all about me presentations. You have an assignment that is due, I think, in week 3. It's the theories in psychology assignment. It's a flipped classroom assignment. And what that means is when I say flipped classroom, and I think this might be the only one this semester. I don't know why I use this term, like we're doing it so often, but the term flipped classroom is when you present the information to us. So there won't be a course lecture on it. You are the lecturer. It's going to be a team assignment. And if we have time after the All About Me, I'm going to give you time to break out into your groups. As you would have noticed, you got invited. You should have been invited to a separate team that only has maybe 3 persons in it. And that's your collaboration team. It's also going to be your presentation team for the semester. Last class, I told you that, like, I'm going to put you in groups so that you don't have to feel the pressure of making friends, quote unquote. This is more of a colleague team where it's the group of people you can ask questions to, debunk your confusions, have your own individual chats about, like, did that make sense? Should we come together and ask a follow-up question? I want you to have complete agency in this class. Like, I might say something, or I may give a lecture that you don't completely understand. And like I said, I want you to feel completely empowered to say, I didn't get that. I didn't understand that. And because if, like, you universally don't get something, then I do have a bit of, I feel obligated to do some sort of follow-up activity to support your further development in that. Because again, I know that there is a bit of a learning curve. You are operating from a space that is unconventional for you, and you may not have dug as deeply into any of this as you may have in the past. So I am going to respect your learning curve and try to support you as much as possible. But feel free to consult with everybody in your smaller group before we get to the point of your, like, full out anxiety. All right. This right here on the board is the rubric, and we'll go through that in a second. All right. So I'm going to head back to the All About Me, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen now because I have up first Sarah. Sarah, sorry, your name's first on my list. So, and we can start with presentations with you, please.
You all see my screen?
Oh, wait, we can.
Yeah.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sarah Murray, and today I'll be presenting all about me, according to the DISC assessment. Okay. So when I took this assessment like twice because I was like, really, you sure this is me? So I found out just to lay, some principles, like everything does not describe who I am, but some things I found that, well, yeah, this could be me. So steadiness, according to this assessment, I fell under the steadiness category. So an S individual basically is said to be more of a supportive person or a stable person, really down to earth and relaxed and composed. So it's basically like they're just like they're able to maintain their composure then. Like they're just chill, I guess you could say it like that. So an S personality is not easily triggered by their emotions. Their character is one that is stable, you can rely on them, and they are more so balanced as a person. So that this type of individual is very supportive of their friends, which I am, very supportive, needs, and often shows willingness to help others, even if they are placed in difficulty themselves. I find that a lot with myself. So I'm a nursing major, and I love to help people. That's just my make. I just love to help people in any which way I can. So this type of person is also known as a good employee, being able to care for others, the patient in character, and they're able to do routine work, and they're also good at multitasking. So moving on to the next slide. So here are some tips when relating to a person that is said to be steady. So you want to be clear and specific. I like people to be specific with me because otherwise, like, I have to ask questions if you're not specific. Don't digress. Notice their loyalty and service. Don't pressure them. These type of persons don't like to be pressured. Me in nature, I really, I don't like to feel like someone is forcing me to do something. I'm rather so like I want to be willing to do something off of my own. Then I know that I am able to do it much better, and be more genuine about it if I'm led to do it. So also this type of person likes others to be open without aggression and showing competitiveness. So a steady person behaves also as a team player and they keep calm. I would say I fall under that category. They're friendly with their colleagues and supervisors. Yes. Resistant to change. No. So this is where I was like, what? That's not me. Well, I would say when it comes to change, change is not always the easiest thing for any of us as human beings, but I'm just able to adjust as I go. So I try to adjust. So sometimes it's a little bit rough, but I'm not like resistant to change. Have difficulty prioritizing. No, again, that's not me. I try to be as organized as possible. I actually like order, um, if I can have it. So my strengths and weaknesses. My strengths. I'm very observant as a person of atmospheres and materials. So I watch things. I just observe a lot and I'm able to decipher and discern a lot of things. That's just me. I'm straightforward. Some people would say blunt, but not in a rude way, just straightforward. I make things known. I just call things for what it is, basically. I'm able to make sound decisions in situations. I'm a firm believer and an advocate in the area of things that are right, I would say. I'm a team player as well. Um, I like order, like I say, for things to be done decently and in order. And time is very important to me. So, like, if I'm late for something, I remember in the past, like, I would be very upset because time is like so vital to me. I'm also a creative writer. I love to write. In the era more of like journaling, so my thoughts, whatever is like impressed upon my heart, I just write through inspiration. Some of my weaknesses, this was the part I was like, okay, what can I possibly pull out for y'all? Some of my weaknesses, I lose interest easily depending on what it is. Um, I guess if something is like not to my liking, I just tend to lose interest. I'm like, okay, on to the next thing. So boring materials are really not my forte. And what I mean by that is like something really has to grasp my attention in order for it to have my full attention, or else I would lose like interest in it. Or like just say if I'm reading a book, okay, and it's like really boring and I'm like, okay, what really is the purpose of this book? Like doesn't like the front cover catches my attention, but when I start to read it, it's rather boring. I just, put it aside and try to look for something different. If it's a school book, I just set myself to say, okay, I know that I will have to read this. And so I just try to cope with it, find things to help me to get through the book with reading and all of that, different methods. And the last one is adjusting to some changes are rather uncomfortable. So like I say, I'm not resistant to change, but sometimes change for all of us is not the most comfortablest thing. But after a while, I come around. My self-care time. I enjoy spending time with God, reading my Bible, things such as that. I enjoy journaling, like I said, being inspired to write. I love to encourage others. Um, motivate others, inspire others to, just keep on pushing and all of that good stuff. I like spending time alone as well. I find that I'm able to like clear my thoughts, um, find out different new things about myself. And it's also, I use it as a reflective time for me by spending time alone and not just being like clustered by maybe social media. Sometimes I have to step away from that because there's a whole lot going on. So that helps me a lot. Discovering new things. Um, when I spend time alone, I'm able to discover new things about myself, reevaluate different things, and just find out how I can improve. And like this last point, seeing the need to improve areas in my life. Also with that, because there's always something that we can improve about ourselves. So when you spend time alone in your quiet time, you're able to reflect on, okay, what did I get done today? Maybe what did I didn't get done? What could have I have done better? So stuff like that. And this is the end of my presentation.
Good job. Going through this reminds me of my daughter. Ooh, why am I having feedback? Yeah, this is very much like my daughter, going through it. So, question about your change. So, like you're willing to embrace change. Is it that you are willing to embrace change, but do you find that you prefer it on your own terms?
Mm. Well, I would say um, I'm learning to curtail that now, because I realize that it's not like the world doesn't revolve around me, and things are going to happen. You understand? And I'm seeing even now that things happen suddenly. So, like when changes occur in my life, um, I just basically have to, I don't know, just step back and say, okay, what's going on here? And just find ways to adapt to that change, basically. So, yeah.
Is it fair to say that again, a part of it was your desire to control, and then you're learning, and you're becoming more mature in understanding that not everything is in your power?
Yes, in a sense, yeah.
That's a life learning curve. Good job.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your on your growth. All right. Up next, we have Kenise Cantor. And some of you have, there's a lot of gender neutral names in here. So feel free to tell me what your pronouns are as we go through this, because I think Kenise is a girl, but you could also very well
Yes.
not be. All right.
It's
All right.
me
You're up next.
already. Oh,
I'm going based on how my screen looks. So there's that. So anybody could be next.
okay. Okay. Hmm. All right. How you do this? Okay. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, you can see it.
Okay. Okay. Is it on the first slide? All about me?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Okay. But hello. Good morning. Um. Okay. My name is Kenise Cantor. I am 20 years old. My major is psychology. Fun fact: I'm a twin. Um. We are fraternal. We do not look alike. Okay. So according to this personality test, I fall under the S people. Um, so it was said that S people are supportive, are stable, kind. It's just as its name suggests, down to earth, relaxed, and composed. Um, I would say I'm down to earth, very supportive. I wouldn't say that I'm relaxed. I'm always on edge. But when anything I do, I would say that I have anxiety here and there. So I wouldn't really say that I'm relaxed and composed. Other facts about S people, a real team player, friendly with colleagues and supervisors, difficulty in prioritizing, and highly resistant to change. Um, all of these, I would say that I fall under. Um, yeah. Okay. Next slide. My strengths: compassionate, kind-hearted, helpful, understanding, creative, and musical. I would say, especially with the helpful and kind-hearted, I'm usually like willing to literally like sacrifice myself for like others. Um, Even to the point like I become frustrated because I don't know how to say no, or like I don't know how to refuse, or like be decisive about it. So yeah, okay. And my weaknesses, like I mentioned before, like indecisive. Yeah, bad in financial management. I'm emotional. I'm hypersensitive. I'm a procrastinator, and I'm very timid. Okay. And self care. Um, all my life, I love to dance. That is my passion. I also sing. I cook because I love food, and I listen to music. Okay, that's the end. Yay!
Good job. I'm happy that you were able to push with that. And just so you know, lots of people have anxiety. Anxiety is one of those things that's way more prevalent than we have
Mm-hmm.
conversations about, and it manifests. And sometimes that whole acting crazy anxiety wearing its head. So I have anxiety myself. I've learned to curb it over the years, and I'm a planner and I'm an actor because of my anxiety, because I need to give myself the room to freak and then compose myself and come up with a plan, because like freaking out is definitely going to happen. So I have to give myself room to do that.
Yeah.
So good job.
Okay. Thank you.
Alexis. There's only one Alexis. I don't know why I was. Alexis here. Yes, yes, you are. I see. Thank you. No? All right, we'll come back to Alexis. Drea?
Hi. Um, the screen froze. Is that anybody else?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, okay. Just making sure that my
I'm not.
entire.
Kind of laggy.
Is it is Microsoft Teams? Because apparently using a lot of data and not Wi-Fi, we might have some problems. Just kind of like crossing my fingers. But whenever you're ready.
Yeah. You sharing?
Not as yet.
I don't see anything yet.
Mm, gosh, I don't know how to do this. You could go
So at
back
the
to me,
bottom, do you
please.
see
I
the
ask someone a
rectangle with
question.
the arrow? Okay. All right. I'll come back to you.
Thank you.
All right. Venetia. Venetia, you're up next.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Maki, right? Tanisha Maki. Okay, let me share my screen right now. Okay, please forgive me. My Wi-Fi is kind of bad, so if it does lag or you can't hear me, just let me know. It's loading. Okay, can you all see the screen? Okay. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So good morning, everyone. This is all about me, Vanisha Maki. We'll be discussing the DISC personality, which is dominance, influence, steadiness, I'm trying to pronounce this word, consciousness, and strengths and weaknesses. And this is Psychology 340.
Can you click it? Because the screen's blank for us, or me.
It's not moving, it's frozen.
I could see it. Well, now it's time for it.
I can see D-I and C.
Yeah, because so my
Okay.
disc is S, okay. It stands for steadiness. So an S person is very calm, the supportive / stable type, or like always the first willing to help, even if it's a lot on their plate, like other S individuals said. So I'm a person who usually if you come to me and you ask for help, whether it's like family members or friends, even if I have a lot to do, I will try to squeeze you in or like make time or space to do, what you ask of me. Can get lost in their desire to help others by losing sight of what's important. Sometimes I go over and beyond, helping others, and it can really take a toll, because self-help is more important first. So overworking yourself can be a lot. That's something that I tend to do, and it comes with, what's the word I'm looking for? Prioritizing. And that's one of my weaknesses that we'll see later on. Great at multitasking and meeting deadlines. Yes, I don't like to be late on work. I can handle a lot of stuff often. Needs time adjust to change, but will not fight it. As you heard before, usually resistant to change. But I'm willing to allow it to happen. At first, I'll be like, okay, a little hesitant, but it is what it is. Can be tempered. Now, I'm not a hothead, but if something really pushes me to the extent, it takes a lot because I am very patient and calm, but I could be tempered. Do not like others taking credit for their hard work. I mean, yeah, if it's something that I took a lot of time on, and if someone doesn't give credit, it kind of bother you. I feel as though for everybody else, especially if I took hours on it, weeks, sometimes even months, I would like my credit, please. Okay, next. Strengths and weaknesses. Okay, so my strengths are team worker, reliable, friendly with colleagues and supervisors, multitasker, patient, empathetic, a thinker, analyze situations from all angles. Weaknesses, difficulty prioritizing, like I mentioned earlier. Sometimes it can come with me juggling a lot of things. Even though I can, I tend to put more focus on one area than the next. And then I'll have to, take a step back and analyze everything. Doesn't like change, will not refute it, holds grudges. Um, Now this one I don't really kind of fully agree with. I just kind of put it there because it was one of the weaknesses that I put. I agree with it, but I don't agree with it. Depends on the situation, if I'm being honest. Um, Sensitive to criticism. Yeah, it kind of hurts me if like someone doesn't like something, but I'm kind of getting used to that. You won't be perfect in everything. You won't, especially when it comes to work. Everybody wouldn't like your work, or you might fall short in the area with assignments. Yeah. Self-care. I love peace and quiet. I have what, 4 siblings. Sometimes it can get really noisy, so they know like when I'm in my room, like that's my time. Like please don't bother me. Watching movies. Future planning. I feel like it's always good to, take a step back and think ahead. Surrounding myself with beautiful sceneries and taking pictures of beautiful sceneries. Yes, that's something I really like. Outdoor nature, something hold dear to me, and that is it.
All right. Great job. I think taking photos of and being in beautiful places is one of those things that we underrate. It's the novelty of surrounding yourself with beauty. It just makes you feel so good in a way that I don't think we value enough. What's your major?
Biochem.
Okay. So there's a lot of S's in this room. And you mentioned being a multitasker. I am also a multitasker. And I will tell you, sorry, pardon my interjections, but when people talk about like attention deficit disorder, ADD is a superpower because it's one that allows people to multitask. And like when you're in a regular school environment, it's seemingly a downfall, but in the real world, being able